We are live. We are late, but hey, we are here. And man, do I have a story for you. Why we late? Black Signal has went out. I love the rebelliousness of my own. Fight the system. Fight the power here. Fight the power. Every time you comb your hair as a black man, you know that the struggle was born in you. Man, let's get it, family. All right, so let's go and bring up the chat. Y'all got a little bit of time to get your equipments together. We're gonna do a early lunch, actually a late lunch with the ancestors today. You know it's real life here at Gye-Nyame Journey. Everything is popping off all the time. So basically, I am late. Well, one, I went to the movies last night. I went and saw, you know, we talk about anime all the time. Me and my son and my nephew, we went out and we saw the Broly, Dragon Ball Z Broly, Dragon Ball Super Broly. I was disappointed. I'm just gonna say I was disappointed. I kind of felt that they made Broly overpowered, you know, and it's like, you know, so now questions gonna come up for those that don't follow that type of stuff. Questions gonna come up: can Broly deal with Jiren now, and blah blah blah, and you know why didn't I gotta ask the question: why didn't Goku go into Super, go into Instinct? What's that called, Cleve? The instinct that Goku go into when he fight? Ultra Instinct. Why Goku didn't use Ultra Instinct? And you know, why did they have to merge in order to beat this dude and all this? And I'm like, I didn't like it. But then afterwards I had the opportunity to go see Glass. Glass was pretty good. But when I walked to my car, we walked to a flat tire. So we had to have a flat, you know, and luckily my nephew had $1 in his pocket. Matter of fact, I still owe him $1. I had to borrow $1 from my nephew because it was too late and I didn't have no cash and the gas station was closed. And luckily the pizza place that was right next door to it was still open and they had 4 quarters and I was able to put air in my tires. So when I woke up this morning, or close to the afternoon, because I slept in, because also last night I got an opportunity to see the moon, to see the eclipse. I don't know if anybody took some time to go out and check out the eclipse, but you know what I'm saying, we saw a piece of it. We saw that the moon was brighter. It actually was like a high definition moon. Good morning, brother Aaron. How are you doing this morning? So family, y'all know what we need to do. Those that have been with us on the journey for a while, y'all know what y'all need to do. First off, let me welcome you to the congregation of the mighty. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Oh my God. I think somebody been messing with anime. Let me go on, get her together. Gina G, your hair is horrible. I don't want to hear your mama's mouth. Get out the camera, please. And see, you kicking stuff that you don't need to be kicking. Alright, let's try it now. Once again, family, I welcome you to the congregation mighty. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. That's right, anime. This is a Heart of a Symbol production, and we are on the Daily Toast, the early afternoon edition. Or should I say the late afternoon edition? Simba agrees it's the late afternoon edition. Everybody got to sleep in, and we strive to blow up your old paradigm. Let's get it.
Mr. Diddy.
Drink your water. Come on, drink your water. But first, take your breath and drink some water. Take a breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Drink. Breathe, then drink. Now, grab your glass for that water. Get your bottle of that water. Twist the cap off that water. Lift and pour your water. Drink it, drink. Or should we say, lift, pour, then drink. Now, move your body and drink some water. Stretch, come on. Move your body and drink some water. Move your body and drink some water. Just move your body. Drink. Move, drink. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass. Drink. Raise, toast, then drink. Now family, take your breath and drink some water. Lift and pour yourself some water. Move your body, drink some water. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Breathe, lift, move, toast. Breathe, drink, eat, move. Take your breath. Lift and pour. Move your body. Toast your ancestors. Break it down. Got a minute. Let's try to finish this. 50 ounces. Drink the water. Come on. Let's see. We have 46 seconds. Come on, drink up. We have 16, 14, 10. Drink your water. Almost. So we're going to take a minute. It's going to take us a minute to drink the whole thing. A little bit over a minute. As y'all can hear. Oh, man. Miss Sasha Marsh, excuse me, is in the house. So after the show yesterday, and hearing the young brothers dog me out because you never been to Lala Bella's, and they was laughing at me, I felt bad. So I jumped in my car, went across town, checked out Lala Bella's. It's all right restaurant. It's all right. It's you know. Well, you know, and I just happened to run into Quasi there. Quasi like, yo, man, is it good? I said, it's cool. I mean, I like the Blue Nile better. And he said, well, can we go to Blue Nile? You know, I said, no, well, Blue Nile is closed down now. So, I mean, because now the Blue Nile, because they have many of the same dishes as the Blue Nile. But at the Blue Nile, they had a salad with beets. And I love beets, man. I love me some beets, right? You know, so they had a salad with beets in it. I was hoping that they had it over Lotto Bellas, but other than that, no, they didn't have it. But the lentils and the split peas were excellent. The collard greens were on point. Everything was good. Everything was good, man. I'm just, you know, like I'm old and I reminisce sometimes. And I'll be like, and you know, oftentimes nothing beat the memories that you had. Memories at the corner of your eye. You know, so you had those memories and shit. So it's kind of hard to compete with those memories. So after I left there, the moon was shining bright. We kind of came home. Well, actually, I stopped up at Whole Foods and got my kids a pizza. And they had a beer up there, they called it a wild ale, right? You know, I like, because, you know, they got a nice little beer selection. And I tried that, and I got my kids, and I got my family a pizza. And we came home, we went to the movies, and then when we came back to the movies, what's wrong, Gina G?
You went to the movies? Look clean? And Bobby?
Well, no.
I thought you said if you're going somewhere fun, you'll take us.
No, that ain't what I said.
Yeah, huh?
That ain't what I said.
We heard you.
I told y'all this was the boys' night out. That's it. I just took.
But you said if we were going.
Well, I mean, no. Y'all mess up. Movies ain't fun with y'all.
Yeah.
Now, Sky Zone, no. Movies is horrible because y'all always got to pee at the crucial part of the movie, and y'all wouldn't have liked the Dragon Ball Z movie. And then on top of that, I want to go take y'all to see Glass because y'all not ready for Glass. It's a Glass, yeah. So, you know, why y'all acting like I don't do nothing with y'all? I'm sorry, I wasn't expecting the babies to be listening in on me like that. But they wasn't supposed to know that we took the boys to the movies. And the moon was clear, but when we came in about 1 o'clock, it was somewhere around 1 o'clock when we got back, right, Clay?
No.
Yeah, it was 1:25.
We could see part of the earth blocking out the moon. It was an incredible sight. It was, you know, it was nice. So, oh my God. All right, ladies. All right, one day we'll go to the movies too. I ain't gonna take you nowhere if you act. Hey, bring me that coconut oil out, please. That out of the hot water, please. Woo, y'all heard that? Yeah, thank you. So we gonna go and pour this. We're gonna do our toast, and then I'm gonna open the lines so that we can have discussion. I know some of y'all want to get in. We can have another toast and talk. But I want to make sure we go and feed the ancestors, get these ancestors together before we get up and get started and get moving into our thing. Let them know that our thoughts are with them. So I want to do the toast real quick, if y'all don't mind. And then we will open up the line so that we can have a conversation. Hold on. I think Miss Lady J is real life. It's real life here at Gye-Nyame Journey. Yes, it is. All day, every day. Real life here at Gye-Nyame Journey. So I will open up the lines right after I get done doing this toast, and then we can have conversation about what y'all want. We can talk about the moon, the significance of it. For some of us, the why it's titled the wolf. They call it the super wolf moon, super wolf blood moon. I didn't see no red. I'm just saying I didn't see the red last night, but maybe I was either too late or too early. I don't know. Because when I first saw it, it was about 6, somewhere around 6. Then we seen it right before we went into the movies, and we came out the movies about 1. And on top of that, you know, having a flat tire and stuff in the cold ain't making no better. So, all right, first, giving honor to the creator by whatever name you choose to call that creator. We lift up our glass, we salute and we toast that creator, and we give the mighty shout out of Ashe From there, family, where do we go? We go to the stars of the show. The reason that all of us are able to gather and able to even do some of the things that we do, the ones that sacrificed for us, the ones that lived with us, the ones that gave us good advice, we want to salute them. We lift up our ancestors, right? And we say, nah, I say yet because we're going to run down the list. Miles Brown, Miss Ann, Robert the Texana Davis, Herman Brown Sr., Rosalie Tilley, George and William Walter, Christopher Anderson, Eileen, Uncle Chris, Fiend, Cleveland and Geneva Brown, Marco Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Fallard, Montague Pittman, No More X, Pet Mott, Rob Malika Fakur, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Farmer, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusef Weston, Elder Ajani, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Brofro, Hector Jr., Jay Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling and Lucy Wright, Derek L. Pullian, the Luxter brother, Miss Eda Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Alonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janice Foster, Charles Jordan, Kill Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Triggs, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Natalie Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Wyndham, and Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Lois Henderson, Calvin Spratling, Mayor Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Carolyn D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Dale Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Bird Beatty, Sarah Well, Levita Farmer, Agoso Sue, Cheryl Harvey, Art Charmaine, Evelyn Theodis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Leonard Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Ida Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Erica Tricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, Mary Esther Keachla Reese, Linda Watson, Hammonds, Jarrell Giles Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy Selvin Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bowden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover here, the Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavina Hall, Freeman Bankster, Mary Moss, Sophia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kennedy, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quills, Urania Thornton, Bernice Quills, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.C. Johnson, Dorita Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. West Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Henry World, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Hadley Vester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martineau, Elder Amitep Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs Sr., Thelma Triggs, Thomas and Lula Berry, Lacey and Leonard Ohio, Frank and Russell and Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Bina Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Charles Carlos Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy, D'Amico Russell, Dillimon Aries, Jean and Ruth Jones, Jana Callahan, William Walter West, Nigella Paris, Elder Basiji Fulani, Jim Robinson, Gladys Johnson, Valerie Clark, John and Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Delise Waters, DeFriedis Hines, Inez Bostic, Edna Bostic, Winifred Scanterbury, Wilson Hadley, Elma Hines, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spratling, Calvin Spratling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee Printup Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbur Longmire, Edith Catney, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Pina Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Nalon Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Bendersley Jr., Jennifer Simpson Ball, Hazel Gaston, Jerry Brantley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Jason Kathy Bradford, Thomas Bradley, also known as Uncle Buki, also known as Gypsy, Reverend Roosevelt Word the First, Stacy Trice, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Urban, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Booth Jefferson, Dan Wilkinson Sr., Emma McClendon, Jerry Doyle, Amina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Donna Hill, Richard Gleavis, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Boyd Irby, Jim Gaucher, George and Holly Johnson, Donna Hill, Richard Gleavis, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Void Irby, Jim Gaucher, George and Hallie Johnson, Archie Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Gene Evans, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Aunt Becca, Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Eula and Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie Harriet Tubman, Kate Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Nino Baby Hatch, Senior, Mally Miller, Housie Hatch, Dad Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alex Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Saunders, Doretha Ross, Viola Ross, Robert Nelson, Francis Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Neely Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Maddie and Charlie Scott, Ida Casey, Thomas Kofer, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Frances Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford, Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Hairston, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Q. Heap Sr., Albert Moore, Miss Benella, Albert Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Earleton Houston, Lud Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, Henry West Staten, Joe Jamel Halls, Ann Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Bet Vaughn, John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Tim Butler, Ramey Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., Baba Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Brantley Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Mirella Ellis, Elizabeth Sanders, Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony, Ruby Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Urban, Haroon Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Urban Sr., Michael Urban, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robbie Lee Caldwell, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Rayshawn Easley, Jabea McCormick, Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Shekhar Maha Reed Jr., John Reed Jr., Patricia Reed, Edward R. Benson Sr., Ethel H. McNair, Lois Fernandez, Jacqueline Broadus, Reginald Oliver, Mazarine Coper, George Swan, Edmonia Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles H. Scott, Michael Morgan, Charlene Morgan, Sybil Edwards McNabb, Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, Shelby McClendon, and we have Joella Giles, James Carswell, Liberta Adams, also known as Aunt Sis, Elder Shaka McNair, and Anthony Brown. So family, we have room for your ancestors. So if there's any ancestors that you want me to add to the list, by all means, I will do that. So we lift up our glass and we salute the ancestors and we say, Ashe. From there, we move to the present moment. Family, you know that in the present moment, we are on Umoja. So I want you to activate your reticular formations and I want you to get out here and I want you to seek, find, and record acts of unity popping off in our community. All right? Demonic principle of the day is truth. The color is violet. Don't have it on. The color. The hermetic law of the day is mentalism. Male name of the day is Kwojo. Female name of the day is Ajua. Right? So shouts out to Kwojo Ababio, and all the other Kwojos that I know. All right. So family, in this moment is our power. So we lift up our glass. We salute this moment. We're looking for the principle. We live in our principles so that we could build a strong foundation upon which our children and our children's children will stand. Okay. All right. So we lift up and we say, Ashe. From there, we move to our children, our children's children, on to infinity. We made a pledge to them, and we will keep our pledge. We will make sure that they will have a place to lay their head and a place to stand so that they could build their pyramids, right? We lift up our children, our children's children, on to infinity. So all my children that's running around here, tearing up my damn house, we lift it up. We say, Ashe. We toast our children's children, all the way into infinity, and we say Ashe. From there, family, we salute all of our relations. We lift up our glass, and we say Ashe. Where do we go from there, Brother Hatim? From there, we move to the selfish libation. This is for you, family. This is for you. What is it that you need in this moment to make your life great so that you can move and continue building moment by moment? Moment by moment. Of course, you know, if it come fast, it don't last, but if it comes slow, it's good to go. So we lift up our glass for those moments as we build towards our greatness, and we say, I say, from there, family, where do we go? We go to toast the most beautiful, magnificent, spectacular being on the planet right now, sitting in the room. Don't be looking around. I'm talking about you. Don't get shy now. No, no, no. I'm lifting up my glass to you, and we say, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Family, I wish you peace, power, joy, and most important, and 100 years. Let's go and make this culturally appropriate coffee. I'm going to let some music play for a second. Let's find some music to play. Because I'm kind of like, I'm like y'all now. It's like, hey, Brother Hatim, I know you got some music, man. We know you got some music. People like, we sent you music, brother. Why you ain't playing the music? So I need to go to my Gye-Nyame Journey folder. We're going to go to the Gye-Nyame Journey folder. And we're going to pull up some music, and we're going to try to play some music. Because I don't know why some music just falls off of mine. It just falls off my stuff. I don't understand. And, maybe once we get somebody in the family that has the computer skills to go on and manage this, or maybe when Cleveland finally finished that damn programming that he's doing, we'll have somebody be like, oh, man, this is why this is happening, Pops. You're not doing such and such. Nah, Oh, they call me old man. He don't call me Pops. I used to call my grandfather Pops. But he called me old man. And I don't even mind it. I really don't. Actually, the title old man is a privilege to hold. Because there is a lot of people who didn't make it to where we are, family. So let's see what I got here. That we could play. That they won't flag my shit. Okay, let's see. Y'all stop fighting, please. Real life here, Gye-Nyame Journey. Real life. Yes, it is. All right, let's see. Yeah, that would be cool. Why don't one of y'all move away from the other? Let's see. All right, we got some Rashawn Roland Kirk, but they'll flag me for that. And I know we got some Rashawn Roland Kirk fans out there. All right, let's do some Shechem. Shechem. Let's try Shechem. Let's see. Oh man, it moved again. Damn it. Hold on. Here we go. Some music so we can sit on Scheme. We're gonna do some old Scheme real quick. Oh my God. I guess we're not gonna do that right now because they gotta convert it. So I'm gonna go. Why I keep doing that? This is so corny. All right, family, give me a second. All right. Let's see if we can convert it and we get it popping off. But I am opening the lines at the same time. I don't see why I can't just play on Google. I don't understand that. Open with. Music player for Google. I mean, shit, it's that simple. I mean, why I gotta keep on doing that? I ain't got to make this shit hard. Alright, so let's go on. Let's let it play. I'll probably get flagged for this shit too. But it's closer to mine than anything else, so let's go on.
Don't work, you don't eat. If you don't work, you're not a man. On my own too, I got to stand. So lots of grams came out of pots and pans. Lots of money seen, lots of hands. Lots of scheming, lots of plans. I grew up with him, now the nigga snitching, no helping him. You are not my fan. Believe nobody was there for me, not a helping hand when I got a chance. Got it out the mud, man, I came from the dirt. Now I'm so fly, I don't got a land. Raised poor, but I love my mama. She taught me not to ask for no one help. Got discipline when I acted up. She knew I had to get the belt. Without no father, I was hard-headed. Always getting in the extra shit. Found out niggas wasn't real out here. These haters faker than a Pegasus. Yeah, I came from the ground up. My name S than a sediment. You ain't getting it like me. Only get it in excrement. Oh God, I'm gifted and optimistic. My level rising on elevate. I'm so fly, I can meditate. He ain't real, I can tell he fake. Locked up with crooks and thieves. I seen a nigga get his celly raped. And I ain't trying to go back to that. But this nigga wanted me to sell him eight. The weight of the world on my shoulders. The weight of the world on my shoulders. That's why I'm standing out in the kitchen. Water whipping up overs. The weight of the world on my shoulders. The weight of the world on my shoulders. My heart pump blood that's frozen. My heart can't get no colder. The weight of the world on my shoulders. The weight of the world on my shoulders. I do this shit for my life familiar and all my father's soldiers. The weight of the world on my shoulders. The weight of the world on my shoulders. But damn, I can't give up.
Dance it up, girl.
The weight of the world on my shoulders.
You want to dance on the camera?
Mama's oldest, out of 5 and there's piss stains on our mattress. Got roaches swimming in the bathwater. Guess they wanna take a bath too. And I ain't trying to go back to that, so I'ma do what I have to. Bills coming, rent due. My little cousin had another baby. Loyalty is an understatement. I'm too street, my heart beat the concrete. I mean the pavement. Nickel plated and underrated. Adding up with my calculation, no Kool-Aid in my palpitation. So pussy niggas don't fuck with me. You niggas stand in the way. Breaking neck to see who I am. What are you niggas? Some type of game. I don't trust near another nigga. I don't even like to share my plate, but I won't eat just to feed my folks. Just as long as my people straight, I go out my way for 'em. Think about 'em, even pray for 'em. If it get down or lay down, I'll get down or lay for 'em. I guess I'm Jesus to my fam, cause their sins I'm gon' pray for. For my sisters and all my cousins, those I grind every day for. The weight of the world on my shoulders. The weight of the world on my shoulders. That's why I'm standing out in the kitchen. Water whipping up overs. The weight of the world on my shoulders. The weight of the world on my shoulders. My heart pump blood that's frozen. My heart can't get no colder. The weight of the world on my shoulders. The weight of the world on my shoulders. I do this shit for my life familiar and all my father's soldiers. The weight of the world on my shoulders. The weight of the world on my shoulders. But damn, I can't give up. Shit, I'ma grind until it's over.
Alright. That's O-Scheme, Atlas. Like, brother, I said, why are you playing that, man? Because that's my little brother. I love to see my brother shine. So when I get the opportunity to play these stuff, I had that on my Bruce Week. I mean on my station when I would get the opportunity to play these stuff. I play the stuff. So that's weight of the world on my shoulders. O-Scheme joining us here on the journey. Lines are open 614-556-4535. 614-556-4535. If you want to join us and have a toast and conversate, toast and talk as I call it, on this free day, on this day celebrating a great man. This day many of us got off is Martin Luther King Day. We are celebrating Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? So if you got some words you want to say about him, I'm going to leave the lines open a little bit. And let's see if we got something else we could play. Let's go on because I got my whole playlist up. Let's see. All right, while we waiting, just in case. Okay. Oh, here we go. This is O-Scheme. This is O-Scheme. and Shekel. Shekel Mac. Shekel Mac 10, that's right. Shekel Mac, that's right. Shekel Mac the Maniac. I don't know if he still go by that. But let's go and check this one out. You know, I'll give you a little bit of time. If not, then we could just call it an early day. Huh? Where you about to go? Your mom here? I mean, damn, you just gonna sneak out? Real life here, Gye-Nyame journey. My nephew don't even say bye. He just, I'm gone. I'm gone. Tell your mom I said I love her. And when you talk to your dad, tell him I said peace. And I'm holding it down. You know what I'm saying? All right. You have fun? All right. When you coming back?
Never.
All right. You want to come? Yeah. My house is your house. All right. So, here we go. This is Shekel and O'Skeen.
So with no further delay, let's give him our undivided attention and let's receive Brother Minister Nuri Muhammad with a warm round of applause. All praise to Allah.
Gotta check all my stuff.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, family. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is indeed his messenger. I'd like to greet my brothers and my sisters in the greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum. How's everybody today? All praises are due to Allah. I'm doing well myself, striving in Allah's name to make my word my bond. Thanking Allah to be able to celebrate a Savior's Day. To actually have met a Lord and a Redeemer for the black man and woman in the whole world if they only but understood. And I'm talking about the greatest black man that has ever lived other than God himself. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad. All praise is due to Allah for the most honorable Elijah.
Wait, hold on. Pause. Shouts out to Deshaun Sissabar. Happy birthday, royalty. Shouts out to you, my friend. Shouts out. Everybody give him a round of applause. It is officially his birthday. At least according to Facebook. That's Deshaun's birthday. Gye-Nyame, stand up. One of our warriors' birthday. One of our true warriors' birthday. Brother Deshaun, you know who it is. Stop acting crazy.
Here for the year 2014. Yeah. Grime Life Entertainment. It's got you calling on your Jesus. Stomach full of pork chops. Break the body of sleepers getting beat. This time I wreck shop. The enemy keep these scripture from the scripture. Blood you didn't encrypture. He put you in devilish ways. He got you to spray. You see the picture. Vision it clearly. Man, you too near me not to hear me. Chastisement divinely coming from Allah so severely. Rain, snow, hell, and earthquakes. The world will shake. Let's watch these white devils fall. Death is your fate. Vanilla killer, cause it's judgment day. Ain't no mistake, ain't burning hot. It's about time you pay for slavery. Look what you did to me and other black people. Made us to live inferior. Treat us like we ain't equal. Tricked us with Christianity. Taught us about a trinity. Plans to lead us to hell. Blind with no unity. If you and me wanna break these chains, united we stand tall. There's no you in Elijah's final call. We must follow his teachings. Let's make it through Judgment Day. Black woman, black man, unite. White folk gon' pay for the way she did her. Black slaves sent the Lord in a rage. Look, read the front page. A lot of devils filling up the graves. Vanilla killer, it's the Judgment Day. Ain't no hiding, ain't no running, ain't no getting away.
Nope.
Vanilla killer, it's the Judgment Day. Ain't no hiding, ain't no running, ain't no getting away.
See what's wrong with the way we living? Crazy spending and fornicating with crazy women. It's crazy ignorant, you programmed and make me ignorant. Just sit down, have a seat, homie, and pay attention. VT wants you to see the cars, clothes, and bling. That's what they show you to program you just to want these things. To make it worse, they even show you how to go and get it. Get get you a pot and some water, jump on the stove and whip it. Guess you don't understand the reason why you wear a chain. Cause you still enslaved, it's different, yet it's still the same. They blowing up our buildings, they poisoning our food, they poisoning our mind, we sick and we ain't got the flu. But you don't got a clue, cause you addicted to Jerry Springer and Dr. Who and whatever they got for you. We killing each other thinking it's what we gotta do. The end is near and it's coming soon. I'm dropping
His
jewels.
teachings, let's make it through Judgment Day. Black woman, black man, unite, white folk gon' pay. For the way she did her, black slaves sent the Lord in a rage. Look, read the front page, a lot of devils filling up the graves. Vanilla killer, it's the Judgment Day. Ain't no hiding, ain't no running, ain't no getting away. No, vanilla killer, it's the Judgment Day. Ain't no hiding, ain't no running, ain't no getting away. In these last days, they still don't wanna give us reparations, and they still don't wanna offer us the land to build the black nation, so we can show that we started civilization, the first created on earth. Take it for what it's worth. This is God's so if he giveth, he taketh. With his divine works, the real hurts. Let's bow and repent, or else it gets worse. Hearts go worse. You even got the nerve to want to integrate. Who does that? Sleep with the enemy. That's a fool's fate. Take heed to the essence struck by Elijah Muhammad. Drop your Christian faith, accept Allah. Become Islamic, believe in his prophets. Believe in the oneness of the Almighty. He's present with first so wicked and slimy. White man, he grimy. Good times up. You try 6,000 years, no more luck. You can't duck. The disaster was struck. Y'all should give up. So keep your false preaching. Save us all from your grief, the final call. Listen, Muhammad speaks. We must follow his teachings. Let's make it through Judgment Day. Black woman, black man, unite, white folk gon' pay. For the way she did her, black slaves sent the Lord in a rage. Look, read the front page. A lot of devils filling up the graves. Vanilla killer, it's the Judgment Day.
One, check two.
Ain't no hiding, ain't no running, ain't no getting away.
Nope.
Vanilla killer, it's the Judgment Day. Ain't no hiding, ain't no running, ain't no getting away.
Alright, I'm gonna hold on for a little second, family. I'm waiting for you. If you ain't gonna call, that's cool. But you know, because we did our toast, we did what we were supposed to do. And I know some of y'all was expecting me early, but hell, I slept in. Excuse me, you know. Excuse me for sleeping in. Right now, but check this out. So I did a little research. So it was called the supermoon. Why was it called the supermoon? Because supermoon, it was a little bit closer to the earth than it usually is, so it seemed to be a little bit brighter. Also, it was called the blood moon and the wolf moon. Now, the full moon in January is called the wolf moon. I wasn't able to look into the mythology on that, but if somebody know what that mythology is, please call in. Because like y'all know, I'm all about the myth. And we got other people that's about the numbers. We got other people that's about the history. I'm all about the myth. So let's go and have that discussion if you got that information. So it was called the full super blood wolf moon, right? And it's obviously a rare event. It popped off. And then on top of that, it was an eclipse. It was a lunar eclipse. Yeah, lunar eclipse. So the moon's light was blocked out by the sun. No, the moon's light was blocked out with the because of the way that it was rotating. The earth was blocking the sun, so you could see the shadow of the earth falling over the moon. And you can see how this spectacular event could have freaked out people back in the day and be like, oh, there's some amazing shit happening because the moon is disappearing. And it's like, if you watch it, it goes real slow and it covers the moon's face like that. And it's dark, and then all of a sudden, boom, the moon is coming back. And it's a miraculous sight. And we can understand how a lot of mythology and how a lot of stuff could have been born from this process, man. So family, you know, like I said, it was a beautiful sight. If you ain't see it, if you saw it, call in. If not, if you didn't see it, you know, we can let you know when the next celestial event is going to happen. Because, how can I put it? Young people pick up shit that you do, that you did or whatever. So, you know, boom, I used to let people know about these celestial events. So now I got young people that let me know about. They're like, did you know such and such about to happen? Like Quasi called in yesterday. I didn't even know. You know, I used to keep up with this shit, and I be feeling like I'm falling off. You know what I'm saying? But that's the way the young folks need to let us feel. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel safe knowing that I don't have to monitor everything because I got young people around me doing that shit. I got warriors. I got nation builders coming up behind me doing the shit that I felt was important at a certain point in time in my life. So now, what's going to happen is, and this is what a lot of people don't understand. When you start little habits, right? Like my girls is watching me, Cleveland is watching me, some of y'all watching me, and some of y'all kids watch me that's involved with me. They pick up little things and they become masters in those little things. What could somebody studying astronomy and astrology be good at? What good is that for? What type of living could they make? You into anime. What type of living could they make? You know, what I'm trying to get people to understand is, family, one of the downfalls I honestly believe for us is when we started gearing our children towards pursuing money rather than pursuing passion and love. I know. But now, with the advent of this media and shit, our kids' passions are being shaped and formed. But every last black kid you run into don't want to be a professional athlete, nor do they want to be a rapper. That's not all of them. Those are the ones that's willing to speak out. You know what I'm saying? We have plenty of mathematicians that's sitting there waiting. We got plenty of astronomers that's sitting there waiting. We got plenty of physicists and plenty of politicians that's sitting there. And we have to be able to help them spark that passion or help them find that passion so that they can start pursuing it, right? And we got to understand that the 20s, for most of us, is a tumultuous time. There's very few of us that become super focused in our 20s because we get to actually experience life for the first time. So we got to be kind of patient. It's not going to happen with them coming out because there's so much shit going on. It's different than it was back in Kemet. It's different than it was back in Mali. It's different than it was back in Shanghai and Ghana. It's different, right? It's not as many. Back then, family, you could see the sad realities out here. You could see all the, but right now, our children have the ability, like my kids right now, they got Chromebooks. So they are able to get off into other stuff, and there's so many things pulling on them. So what we have to do is provide an environment where they can safely experiment with different things and not be scared to fail. You know what I'm saying? Some of us be putting so much pressure on our children, especially with the school shit. I don't accept anything but A's. Excellence. We get so deep with that shit. Even though a majority of us that's screaming that we want our children to get A's in school know what the programming is about. Come on now. Come on. We got to do better. We got to be real with our kids. Right? Because you know that the majority of the stuff that they're going to learn is not going to be learned in school. And it don't have to be learned in school no more. You got YouTube University right now. You got Google and Siri answering questions for our kids that we can't answer. So they can actually sit at home and really start learning if we were able to provide those environments. Right? And it's coming to a time where we're going to have to be able to provide those environments because some of it, I'm just saying, family, you know what I'm saying? The answers is not that complicated. You know what I'm saying? It's not that complicated. Some of us, we make it so complicated that we miss everything. We miss it. So, call in line 614-556-4535. Call in, agree with me. Call in, disagree with me. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Let's get the conversation. It's time to toast and talk. Right now I'm drinking my culturally appropriate coffee. I have my bee pollen in here. I got my coffee in here. I got my coconut oil in here, you know what I'm saying, and some ambrosia. So family, let's go and get it popping because listen, Gye-Nyame is a lifestyle. Gye-Nyame journey is a lifestyle. It's a journey. It's a journey, right? It's a journey. So, you know, I'm checking the lines. And I know. It's hey, it's cool. Some of y'all ain't even up, or some of y'all already missed my prime time. I guess about a bit got up at 6 a.m. and did it. Y'all would have been listening in, right? But family, those that are in tune, you know, like and share. You know, I'm gonna give y'all a couple more minutes, and let's go and play. Let's play another song. Got a couple more songs to play. Hell, got my whole album. The hell. You know, yeah, brother, how Tim had an album. Let's see what this one is. I don't want to do that one. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know how my tracks fell off this motherfucker. I don't understand that. Alright, so let's go back. We got, let's do Brother Malik real quick.
This little man on the liquor ton, he's got mad flavor, bar none with the humby diggy he don't. Abdul is about to come. Feel the rhythm that I give him and the wisdom that I drop. You can't stop it, can't top it. Take a biscuit, sop it. It's ethereal, quite literal, more advanced than fiber optics. The truth that I flip may cause inflictions. I rip the strip with conviction. I mean this. Alright, I grip the mic like kind of fiendish. Malik A. Willow B. Super genius in science and mathematics that allow me to say this. Not an ego, let's say we go back to Uranus. You raw us, Uranus, flee the chaos and confusion. Stimulating the five senses is not a mere illusion. Love and wisdom is art, put it together like fusion. Soldiers poised us out to give a new world a contusion. Hum-ba-diggity, hit down, I'm Helen from the sun. Hum-ba-diggity, hit down, I am the sum of none but one, composed of 6 gods in the mix. Hum-ba-diggity, hit down, I'm Helen from the sun. Hum-ba-diggity, hit down, I am the sum of none but one, composed of 6 gods in the mix. Heretics and some critics, they say we rank first. We're not the baddest of the bad, nor the worst of the worst. We strive for some born in harmony with the universe. But weathered, we're unmovable like Mount Kilimanjaro. Africans, we're Africans, so I say no sorrow. We are the people of the day before yesterday. We are the people
What's up,
of the
Miss
day
Kim?
after tomorrow. I have a dream someday that our youth will be walking down the streets, contemplating, nibbling on ginseng roots. Giving hard for sure, but for show. Pretending what you hadn't thought but said and didn't know. Claiming sex, throwing up gang signs, society's got you snared. What the hell is that sign language? For the spiritually impaired, I'm not a player hater, I'm just a player fader. What goes around comes around, vengeance is mine, I'll catch you later. Hum-ba-diggity, hit down, I'm Helen from the sun. Hum-ba-diggity, hit down, I am the sum of none but one, composed of 6 gods in the mix. Hum-ba-diggity, hit down, I'm Helen from the sun. Hum-ba-diggity, hit down, I am the sum of none but one, composed of 6 gods in the mix. No man shall get the best of me, woman's the great test of me, the part of me that strives up and begins to pull up the rest of me. Conquering selfish, true manifest destiny, and good reflects this. As I become more mindful, godliness pierces the blindfold, and I take it to the 9, so you can't check this. I pumps courage to the chest, when suckers come for test, and when they come for test, there's no need to press a 9. I've got to work a sucker with great outflux of the mind. My clairvoyance is a product of
Oh, somebody here? Hold on.
Instead of hindsight, my buoyancy is a reflection of my hardship. I've been through much.
Oh, we got Brother Aaron.
Is a reflection of my godship. I hold a tight grip until my last
Song I'm over.
Hum-ba-diggity, hit down, I'm Helen from the sun. Hum-ba-diggity, hit down, I am the sum of none but one, composed of 6 gods in the mix. No gimmicks, just a few turntable tricks.
It's almost over, hold on,
by
bro.
DJ Superman, top notch. More vision than Blackwatch. He steps upon the heads of DJs like a quick game of hopscotch. Wherever the top drops, then we must begin with musical sustenance. True, that comes through the eye of the storm, though cosmic in fact. This child's tracks are produced in his humanoid form. We are the sum of none but one.
I have to say this, family. Hold on, Brother Aaron. Listen. Midwest, stand up. Stand up. See, because this is the issue, man. I have been surrounded by so many talented people. And I know for a fact. I would take the Midwest and put it up against anybody far as talent in any musical genre, in any, I'm just telling you, family, Midwest, y'all need to start standing up. Because y'all have influenced this area where we exist in between Ohio and all this whole Midwest shit. Y'all some cold we just shy. I don't know what it is. But Brother Aaron, you called in. Thank you for calling in, brother, and saving a brother, because I was about to go on a tirade. But how you doing today, sir?
Hey, what's going on, man?
I'm chilling. What's on your mind?
I'm at work. Now I was just listening to you. Just seeing what's the main thing you're talking about. Maybe I can build on that.
Well, I mean, I left it open. I mean, whatever. It's called Toast and Talk. I don't necessarily come with no agenda at this point in time. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. You know, we had the moon last night. We had some other stuff going on, and it's a whole bunch of stuff going on in the world we could talk about. I'm just leaving it open. I want to have this. I want to make this a space where people could come, share their ideas, and let's grow.
Okay, I mean, well, I like to talk about what you was talking about yesterday with one of the ladies. I can't remember her name. You know, one of the main topics that everybody is talking about is GMO. You know, because a lot of people is trying to eat healthy. You know, you're trying to drink right. Drink the water. Some people want to know what type of water to drink, distilled or alkalinity, or, the alcohol. So it's a lot of conversations going on in the break room at work,
Right. So the whole GMO thing, because that's something that we eventually gonna have to flesh out. But the whole now, because for me, I like doing either the water I do is spring or it's another type of water that I usually use. I can't remember what they call it. They oh my God, because I'm scared. I ain't gonna say scared. I don't like water where they stress the whole alkalinity piece. You know why?
Some people don't.
You know why? Because anything that they can artificially implant in there, it almost bothers me that they are able to extract these qualities and throw them at people and be like, oh, the alkalinity is not. But now, and the whole piece is a lot of people be like, well, the alkalinity is a sign of health. But what's the true sign of health is balance, right? Like you was talking about when we had the show on Kuumba, you was talking about having an open mind, which means that in some form or fashion there has to be a balance there where you are able to, even the assumptions that you believe in, to be able to question them and be able to experiment and prove for yourself. It has to be some balance there, and a lot of people don't understand that you need to have a balance between acid and alkaline. So you could become so acidic that you get sick, and you could become so alkalinic that you're sick. So when people go ahead.
So brother kid, so I like to use the manual book. I like to use the manual book. My manual book is Mother Earth. The Earth. Walking outside, looking at what the animals doing and studying the people, refines and look into a book. So I like to start there. And being a father, seeing my kids come into the world is what the doctors tell you, and what you find out of your kids, that they're born alkaline, they're and you gotta wait a year or so to wean them over to our type of waters. Because in the beginning, we're born alkaline, at that high pH, at that, 11, 12, 13. And then our stomach has that pH of 1. But we have to wait till like a year or so to wean our kids to our type of pH of 8 or 7 or 6, closer to the neutral range. So let me jump outside of that. When I look at the animals, what I do notice is that they eat the food. And then
hold on. You said they eat the what?
you know, if you look at all the animals in the world, they don't eat and drink. We're the only ones that eat and drink. You know, and a lot of people don't think about that. What should you do? Should you drink then eat, or eat then drink? What nature does is they eat and wait, and then they will have a drink, allowing the acid in your stomach to break that stuff down. So when we flush it all down, it kind of makes our stomach work harder.
Right.
It dilutes the acid in our stomach.
Right.
So if we eat and then let the stomach do its job and then drink, it would digest better. So eating and drinking, you know, buy some fries and buy drinks to go with it. But that might be small talk.
No, that's not. No. See, that's not small talk. That's health talk. And like, for example, we can't toast our ancestors if we're unhealthy. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? How we gonna hold up our ancestors if we're not healthy, if we're not coming in line? Because one of the things that I started noticing when I was younger, I don't know how old you are, but I'm assuming you're about the same age as Quasi. But when I was younger, you know, one of the first things I said, far as when people was throwing the Bible at me, I'm like, yo, what did the people that wrote the Bible, what did they use as their framework of putting all these books together? Whether we talking about ancient Kemet or we're talking about the biblical practices or the Quranic practice, they had to observe nature. You know what I'm saying? And there's certain truths in natures that can be translated into our lives, right? So now, because one of the things I'm going to go back to is when you talk about the babies, because actually the only thing that a baby for at least the first year is supposed to have is the milk from the mother. And the baby takes on the balance, the alkaline and acid balance of the mother, because there has to be that, because what a lot of people don't understand, if you make something too alkaline, nothing happens. That means you can't digest food. That means that you can't convert shit to other stuff. But if it becomes too acid, then you got shit eaten up. So there's a balance there. And that goes back to the concept.
There's a negative and positive.
There's a negative and positive. And you need both of them to work. You know what I'm saying? And family, we need you to understand, we're not saying that negative is bad. You understand what I'm saying? See, because it's like, and this is why in God, this is why when you look at a lot of our philosophy, we don't talk about negative and positive. We talk about the masculine and the feminine, the light and the dark. Because anybody that has any natural experience know that both these things are important. Nature needs light. Nature needs dark. You know what I'm saying? In the nighttime, certain things happen that don't happen in the day. In the daytime, certain things that happen that don't happen in the night. You need these so that nature can be in total balance. And nature tries to teach us balance. But we in our, for some reason, as human beings, we feel that we are separate. We're not animals, which is a critical mistake on our part. Because we'll be like, I'm God and blah, 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 so I can do whatever the fuck I want. No, because you throw things out of balance. You got to realize what you are. Now, you have an intellect. You have a mind. You have a divine spark in you. But that divine spark is the same divine spark that everything else has. So this is when you go to some of our ancient traditions as far as cutting down trees and destroying forests if we had to, or animals hunting. We did an exchange. There was some type of exchange that we did so that we could kind of keep everything in balance, and we lost that. So going back to the alkaline water and stuff like this, I like to use natural sources of water, or as close as I can get to natural sources of water. So I'm looking for bottles that say spring or aquifer, you know what I'm saying, stuff like this, you know, because it's natural. Now when I don't have it, I always got gallons and gallons of distilled water because I use that for my ambrosia. Go ahead.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Like I told you, I'm in wastewater. You know, I'm not gonna get into no technical stuff because I want to keep it ABC. Almost all your bottled water does have chemicals in it.
Hell yeah.
It does. It has okay, but it's something that distilled water. Now, if you take the one of them electrical testers and put it in, I'm gonna say it again. If you take one of the electrical testers and put it inside the distilled water, you'll see it got some type of current flow. You'll see it's like it got some type of flow to it. It has some type of charge. And if you put it into the other waters, you'll see the flat line. They're plain. The distilled water has electrolytes. It is very good for you. It does stuff for forklifts. It does stuff for the human body. This distilled water can actually, these minerals are so small they can go into your red blood cells. The other waters, the minerals are so big, it takes a long time to go into your blood cells. But it's the distilled water that charges right to it and give you that oxygen, helps you breathe. It's what you be saying, you know.
So what you saying is that on Gye-Nyame Journey, I need to do a distilled water experiment. Do distilled water for 30 days and do a spring water.
Yes. If you you know what I'm saying, you stick in the outlet.
Now, but check this out. For my product for the ambrosia, I don't use nothing but distilled water. There's no other type of water when I'm making ambrosia that I prefer to use because I don't want nothing else introduced into the ambrosia outside of my control. Distilled water allows me to have a semblance of control because distilled water is distilled water. Spring water from Canada can be different from spring water from Ohio and from California, and aquifer water from Hawaii could be different. So I choose to use distilled. And I think this is kind of why they use distilled water when they actually are doing certain experiments. Because it allows,
you're right.
Because it allows for a semblance of control in what you're doing. So what you're saying is that one of the benefits of the distilled water is one that is neutral, and that you said it carries. Am I correct in saying you said that it carries a charge?
Yes, because we have to. Because that works when my forklift is dying. We use distilled water, and a lot of our batteries we use distilled water. Distilled water has that Gatorade type of effect, you know, that you don't got to get all that sugar and stuff. It's natural. That just distilled water is like that Gatorade, but more better for you. And it has a current charge. When you test it, you'll find out.
So now,
and you can see
what equipment, for example, for somebody that's listening out here, for some of my young people that I might want to get them to carry on this type of experiment, what tools would they need?
Okay, so family, all you gotta do is take a cup, get you let's say a non-brand or a name brand distilled water from Ohio. I guess it's called Kroger's or John Eagle. Just get you some distilled water, pour it in the cup, give it a swirl, get it moving, and then go ahead and get your electrical tester. I wish I knew the name of it. It's the test outlet. See if it has some type of charge or current. Go ahead and check, and you'll see that distilled will jump. You'll see some type of movement, some type of current change. You'll see it. And then go ahead and test your tap water or your other bottled waters.
So, so let me ask this, because I do know that they use distilled water in batteries. And so you saying that distilled water,
it carries a charge because it carries a charge, and this is the thing I was talking about when we were speaking about last week. There's one thing about what the Creator done for our body is that we have iron in our blood, and we always got to remember that. I hope everybody probably know that. It ain't just blood. We have iron in our blood, and that means that there's certain elements on this earth that we intake that can make this iron move and flow good. It's not about making the blood flow. It's about that iron. And you use distilled water, it taps into that iron that gives that electrical spark. You can wake up.
So
and move.
You know what we call that in Gye-Nyame?
Go ahead.
We call that in Gye-Nyame Ashe. You talking about that life spark, that life flow. So you saying that the distilled water. Now let me ask a question. Rainwater. Will rainwater be close to distilled water? Have you experimented with rainwater?
I had never ever experiments with they call it something else with rainwater. No, I am going to get said they make drums that got screens on it.
Right.
With I would say 2 microns. Your hair is 70 microns. So family, you would want to get a mesh that has, I would say, 1 to 2 microns. And remember, your hair is 70 microns. So you want to get something 1 to 2 microns. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, I mean, because I would like to see the experiment on some. But then I imagine with all the shit that's blowing up in the clouds and shit, is probably, but, so the distilled water process. Now, I personally, for those in Columbus, I go and I get 15 to 20 gallons of distilled water, and I go to the health food stores where they make it on the site. So if I'm gonna get distilled water, I won't even buy it in gallons. I gotta buy about 5-10 gallons of it, and I try to keep it around just in case, because you never know when shit might go north and you won't need some water. And I got that. Go ahead.
Well, I know one thing I know about your show, and you be getting this one brother on there. He always mentioned about, what about if the lights cut off? You know, we're gonna be running to the government. You know, like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? Type stuff. If I heard it right, that's where I'm at. What are we gonna do if we just the power just went out, or we can't operate stuff? What do we do? You know, and this is the thing that we all got to talk about sometimes, and that I'm right across. If say if your car dies, your battery dies in your car, you can. What it is that when your battery dies in your car, it's the acid that's diluting is going away, and it's pretty much empty. You can open them 2 caps in your batteries, and you can tip it over. You'll see nothing will pour out. The acid is gone. It turns into salt. So what you got to do is you got to rinse that salt out of your battery. And here's 2 things you can do to get that battery charged back up. You can use distilled water, bring it up to that little plate. You can charge it up. I don't know where you're going to find a charge to charge it up, but distilled water can run your car. It just won't run it long enough like an acid battery. Or you can use sulfuric. You can pour sulfuric into your battery, and you can buy sulfuric at Advanced. So
you talking about sulfuric acid?
They literally sell sulfuric.
It's called, is it sulfuric acid?
Yes. The thing about a lot of people on the streets, they don't know that Advanced Auto and Pet Boys, the Advanced Auto and AutoZone, they literally sell sulfuric behind the walls in a safe hazmat area, or whatever you want to call it. And Walmart sells sulfuric too, but you got to ask for it. And you can put your own sulfuric in your battery, and I'm telling you, family, stop paying all these people $78 to $150 for your battery when you can just keep your battery and replenish it. Battery says recycle. They'll give you a core charge, because all they're going to do is spray out that salt. When that sulfuric dilutes, there's salt in it. They're going to spray it out. They're going to put fresh sulfuric in there. Or they're going to put a little bit of distill in there and put a little bit of sulfuric in it, and that's called yields. They learned the yields from the cocaine business. You know, and if you take it all the way back from the cocaine business, that how do you profit your cocaine? You have to expand it with, say, baking soda. Well, they took that concept and they used it in the actual farming and the battery and anything they got to learn to get yields on. They can't just give you 100% sulfuric. They're not going to get a good profit. So they have to put a little bit of distill on it and a little bit of sulfuric. That's called yields. That's a yield profit. So go ahead.
So you saying they basically cutting the sulfuric with the distilled water to stretch it out?
Yes, we call it stretching out, but the big business say, what's your yields like? Let's get a yield of a 78% this year. Let's try to get 85% this year. Now we're going to name it Everlast Battery. We're going to call this Duracell because their yields went down on that and they'll give you more acid. That's all they're doing. It ain't about the name brand. It's about the yields. They're tricking us on the name brand, but it's a yield profit. Go ahead.
All right, shit. So we're going to have a show where, I mean, because it's like, so, because what we have to have is, dude, you need to do a YouTube video that we can share within the group to show people how, because I don't want people just running out buying sulfuric and just throwing it in the goddamn battery and something happens. So you need to go on and do a little bit more explanation on that shit. You know what I'm saying? So now, how do you translate that to being able to power stuff in the house?
Okay, so let me sign this paper real quick. I'll sign it. And so let's say, start from the big beginning, is so you want to power up something. Let's just start from something simple, because not everybody has what we have. Let's just say, hey man, you want to power up your car, or you want to power up your scooter? We can take it simple as a scooter. So we're going to Ohio. Let's power up the car. Pop your hood, unhook your battery. Take that battery that died on you. Rinse it out. Go pay for your software. I believe it's going to cost around $12 to $18. And they're going to give you the amount to fit your battery, that you don't overfill it. This is what I'm telling you. So you're going to fill this up. It's going to reach up to this plate, and you'll be able to see it real good with the lights on. You got to wait 30 minutes. Once you wait 30 minutes, just allow the acid to cool down. Shut your lid on it. Shut your lid on the other end. Just let it sit on the counter. It's going to cool down. It is already charged after maybe an hour and 30 minutes. You have 100%, I think it's called 12-volt battery. You got 100% ready-to-go battery. You can pop it right back in the car. You're going to gain more than 4 years. You're going to gain more than 5 years, because you have concentrated sulfuric. They are selling y'all diluted batteries, and then they're naming it Everlast or Johnson's battery. And then when you get to the door cells and the big boy, that means it's just a little bit more concentrated. But for them to make y'all come back to this industry, they want to get y'all to come back. So for y'all to come back, they got to dilute it. We can mess up their business by just going straight to the source. Getting the sulfuric, doing our own batteries, and keep your battery forever. I'm done.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna do a special show. But we're gonna have to interview you about this, because it's like, so now, all right, let's do this. As far as storing energy, because they saying there's a battery problem far as when we talk about solar or using wind energy. There's a storage issue.
Okay, so you talking about the solar?
Yeah, like for example, if I'm doing solar,
okay,
they said one of the biggest issues is storing the power.
Let me tap into that. Yeah, let me tap into that. So family, solar to me, I think solar is a scam. Solar is just another way to open up a building to create more jobs, and I don't want to say slavery, but to create more jobs. And the main thing that you need is the battery. The solar charges the battery. But why does the battery need so much charge? It's because, first of all, you're going to buy a diluted battery. If you get a concentrated battery with a solar panel, that solar panel probably will charge that battery up, it'll charge that battery up in 5 minutes. Quick, real quick. It don't need much when the acid is 100% concentrated. But when you buy a battery that's like 30% concentrated, it's going to take a minute. That's why they say it takes probably like 5 to 6 hours for it to charge up. And then you don't need all that. You really don't even need a solar panel. You just need a concentrated battery. If you get a concentrated battery, you have to do it yourself. These guys are not going to give you a 100% concentrated battery.
Now, question: why does the sulfuric produce electricity?
Well, you know how, I don't know if I'm going to say it right. You know how the molecules, they move faster and the colder is slower?
Right.
The sulfuric it's very, 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 very hot, So those suckers is moving super fast. And they're not ever stopping. And what happens over time when it's exposed it dilutes and turns to salt. The hotter and the lower the pH is, them suckers is moving fast. This is when you talk about the body. When, like you were saying, the higher the alkalinity, well, it's going to move a little slower. But your white blood cells will be able to clean your red blood cells. The alkalinity part only is to make your white blood cells clean around your red blood cells. And I probably jumped off on that.
All right. But so now, family, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have to set up. We're gonna have more discussions on this. But yo, what I'm gonna do is, unless you got something else you want to share, I'm gonna bring the show to an end. And because we've been on for. Go ahead, sir.
If you about to get off, I just want to share is the break room talks, maybe the barbershop talks is, everybody's eating fake stuff. Well, guess what, y'all? I'm sorry to tell y'all. Similac was like the first GMO. Similac is like the first GMO.
So what? Say that again. What is? Say that. What is it?
GMO has become the most popular talk in break rooms or maybe barbershops. Well, here's the sad thing about it, family. Similac was like the first GMO. It is a synthetic milk of the mother.
That's right.
All right? So Similac is most probably the first founder of GMOs. And then from on then, that's why I had to buy 5 different type of Similacs when my wife stopped breastfeeding, because the first one was hurting the baby's stomach. The second one was making it gassy. It's like, try Similac iron. There it is. Now that one works. It's like you had to try so many different ones because it is synthetic of the mother's milk.
Right.
So here's the other thing. I believe that was the first GMO. I really do.
Now I would disagree. I would disagree with that. This is why I'm gonna say that. Now check it out.
Okay, go ahead. I like learning.
Genetic modified foods. All of the food, a lot of the food that we eat is genetically modified. Because when you look at corn is grass. So at some point in time, somebody noticed something about corn and started breeding in the qualities they wanted and breeding out the qualities they didn't want. Now, what becomes the problem is when we start breeding seeds totally out of what we have. Most of the food that we eat is genetically modified. You know what I'm saying? And now
I agree.
It ain't up to it ain't to the level that they doing with some of this shit. But most of the food that we eat, that we are familiar with, people have looked at and said, damn, well, if we mix this one with this one, we might get something. You know what I'm saying? And we breed. It's natural for us to breed stuff so that it's better for us. So all the food we eat is genetically modified. A cow is genetically modified, and these motherfuckers love hamburgers. You know what I'm saying? That's a genetically modified wild. Even though you don't see them, no wild cow. That's a wild ass. It was wild, but we genetically modified the motherfucker so that it would be docile to us. Pigs are genetically modified. We got all types of shit that's genetically modified around us.
And see, brother, it's this. What the joke behind that? And I got my big fans on. I don't know about laugh at this. You eat so much GMO food, you gonna have a GMO type of thinking. You gonna have a synthetic type of thinking. You can't even listen to people to be open minded because you have a synthetic type of diet. And the thing that why I picked Similac is because Similac been open for years. And the only reason why I picked that is because I do agree with all the food. Most food is 98% of it. But I wanted to say this before you get off: is my dad is starting to get stomach problems from peanuts that he never used to when he was a kid, because they have advanced the GMO industry. And I said, look, y'all really ain't allergic to strawberries and orange juice and this. You're allergic to fake strawberries and fake peanuts. I am now starting to drink orange juice. I get acid reflux. They say, oh, you're getting older. No, it's not, brother.
It's not real orange juice, dude.
What it is that they are more. They're advancing their yields. Because it's a yield before you call it GMO.
Do you know that a majority of the orange juice that when we go and buy it is orange because they dyed this shit orange? And they go out and they get all this orange juice, they store it, it turns green. And they dye it back to be orange. And like you said, to increase the yield, they find ways to store it. So they need to come up with... They come up with oranges that could store longer, and they store the shit. It's sort of like Frankenstein juice you taste it, because one day, just the honest God truth, I went to Whole Foods, and they got that little fancy orange juice machine, and the dude was working with it, and I started talking to him. And I said, listen, I want to buy some orange juice, and he saw my daughter was interested. Oh, I want to try the orange juice. Right? So he said, here, go and get this one for free. So he squeezed the orange juice. My daughter drunk it and said, this is not orange juice.
Knew it.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you drink real orange juice, it don't taste shit like they be giving our kids. And then going back to the genetically modified food and why I understand why you started with Similac, because if we are introducing our kids to synthetic foods when they are young, we are going to get synthetic adults when they grow up.
Yep, they not going to be able to listen to people.
They go to school and they get...
have fake thoughts.
They go to school and they get synthetic milk. Milk that's been stored over a long period of time. Is not, you know what I'm saying? Milk was meant to be drunk. If you going to drink that shit, milk was meant to be drunk. Damn, they're coming out. And then on top of that, this is what I discovered when I started doing my fermenting. A lot of the food, almost all of the food that we get has been pasteurized, which means they kill all of the natural elements in there. And one of the major organs, a new organ that they are finding, it ain't new, but it's been with us since the beginning, is this thing called the microbiome. The microbiome needs things from nature to either make it stronger or to fight shit back. And when you totally pasteurize everything that you eat, you kill everything in it, so your microbiome is left free to be in need and is going to survive. So it's going to start growing other shit that might destroy you. So all this shit that we getting that's super pasteurized, this is why right now, because I just put a picture on Gye-Nyame Journey, where when I was sitting at Whole Foods the other day, they got a whole list of all these new probiotic foods that they're bringing out, because and even probiotic stuff that they use for cleaning, because we have become so sterile, which means that basically we are isolated from nature. This is how you get white mice. This is why they like using white mice and in science experiments, because it's not natural. So it's easier for me to determine what direction it's going in, because I can control the factors in it. Because I got you pure white, I'm able to control the factors, so I see when something affects you in a certain way because I created you in that way. You understand what I'm saying? So now we got all these people going out here grabbing all this shit thinking that they're actually eating food, when in fact it's not even real food. It's like I said, my daughter, she tasted that fake orange, she tasted orange juice and was convinced that shit wasn't orange juice. The shit at the school is orange juice. It don't taste like this.
That's the thing, bro. And somebody told me, I hope you can hear me over there. I always stress to people at my job, and I do get kind of laughed at, but I'm letting everybody know, you are not allergic to strawberries and peanuts and coconuts. You're not allergic to nature. You're allergic to GMO. You have to try to find that gardener woman again, that lady that has a real garden. We can't even. It's like asking a white man. Do you have a black friend? In your group, you might say, "I got one." Well, ask the person this: do you have a gardener in your circle? Nobody talks about that. Who really knows a gardener that you can walk up to and know what real broccoli look like, what real bananas look like? That ain't broccoli in the grocery store. Broccoli ain't that deep.
Stop. Let me say this.
So
Let me say this to you.
People.
Let me say this to you. People haven't eaten real bananas since the 40s.
No.
Bananas,
and that's the thing.
Bananas are grass, and all of the bananas that we are eating right now, all throughout the world, are clones of the last bananas that was left. And that's what a lot of people don't. We don't even understand that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because the actual banana plant was killed off by some type of parasite or something that attacked the bananas, and they were able to save these few, and they've been making clones of those. And now that clone is being attacked. So a lot of us have never tasted real bananas.
Right, and that's the thing. And I would love to say this. We have, I'm going to get to the top that we're talking about, but this is going to compliment it. The thing is, we started from food stamps, piece of paper, moved to a EBT card. We have cash paper, and we moved to a debit card. Now we're on to credit. People are speaking credit. Credit is becoming more popular. We got to talk about credit, blah, blah, blah. But what I'm on to understand it is that we need to save our seeds. We're trying to save our money. Yeah, save your money, but save your seeds. I believe the seeds is going to become the credit. I believe deep down inside, people are going to pay a lot of money for these seeds.
Dude.
Because you're not going to be able to find the real tree seeds.
You heard about what they got in Antarctica, or they had. You know that the government has in very cold places. They have one of the major things that they store in some of these secret in some of these secret places, and it's not really they just secret about where it is, but they let you know that they go around. They get seeds from everything. They are holding on to seeds. There's, you know what I'm saying? And this is common knowledge.
For a long time.
This is common knowledge. This ain't no top secret shit. This ain't no Illuminati type shit. This is common knowledge. They have places where they have seeds stored and maintained just in case some shit come across, just like it did with the banana, and wipe out their whole shit.
Just in case. Just in case. And that's the thing. People, like I love what you say. It ain't about the movie. It's about reading what's in the movie, how to pick stuff out of it. Like, if you go back to watching Waterworld, everybody should know what Waterworld is, where most of the world was water, and what was the precious thing in that movie? Dirt. He went to the bottom of the ocean, he grabbed dirt, he came back up, and he started selling dirt to him. And what did they have? They had a little bit of seeds. That's what I ain't going to say we go to, but that movie is way ahead of its time. He was selling dirt. And that's where I'm trying to say, yo, once we get on to the GMO, I believe somebody going to walk up and like, hey, I got all the seeds. And that's going to be the government. And we're going to be looking to pay for seeds. It's going to become normal because we're coming so dumbed down to it. We're getting so much acid reflux. Some young kids are getting acid reflux now.
Dude.
Because they're eating.
Think about a lot of diseases that people get. Hell with acid reflux. Think about a lot of diseases that people get. They're getting autoimmune diseases. This means that their immune system is attacking their body because it don't recognize it. Why is it that the immune system is attacking the body? The body, it don't recognize it because, first off, part of the immune system or the whole immune system is controlled by the microbiome. And if you don't, if you are not exposing the microbiome to real things in nature so that they can pull from it, part of us getting sick is not just because it's an inconvenience. No, this shit is preparing you for something else coming. You know what I'm saying? It's sort of like when you get sick, it's sort of like your immune system is working out, right? And your immune system is preparing for the next barrage or whatever's going to be attacking you. But if you are not getting real shit to your immune system and you're eating a bunch of artificial shit, then your immune system does not recognize you from an outside attacker. You know, this is why I'm telling people, breathe. You know what I'm saying? We don't even look.
Breathe.
We don't even look at the power of breath.
I want to tap into what you're saying. Breathing Now, there's two type of breathing. It's like you always saying, breathe. Breathing through your nose. If everybody do experiment, try to breathe through your nose and mouth. You can't. You can't breathe through your nose and your mouth at the same time.
Nope.
See, here's the thing. If you breathe through your nose, if you open the skin and shave off the front of your face and you look into it, you'll see that the air goes through your nose through a lot of places. But if you breathe through your mouth, it only goes to one spot and then other places. It's the nose that goes to all your brain, your arms, your legs, your feet, your nerves everywhere. It's the nose.
The nose is designed for
nose,
breathing,
not the mouth.
The mouth is designed for drinking and eating. It's specific. Mm-hmm. It's very specific. But once again, if you don't pay attention to nature, because there's very few mouth breathing animals out there, if there's any. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like you don't see an animal run with his mouth open. Everybody they breathe through their nose.
Now,
mouth is,
and this is what made it possible for us. The nose breathing is one of the things that made it possible for us to survive. Because as human beings, we are the only ones that can move at high intensity and cool our body down at the same time and breathe at the same time. Because a lot of animals, when they start moving, it's hard for them to continue breathing and it's hard for them to cool their body down. Our system has developed a method of being able to work at high intensity and still be able to get enough breath in and still be able to cool the body down. Now, you only see a dog breathe out the mouth when it gets hot because that is the only way it can cool their body. You look at other animals, the only time you see them breathing out their mouth is when they're doing extreme activities because that is the only way that they could cool their body down. We had it's a form of hunting called exhaustion hunting, where we will be able to, as human beings, we are the only animals that could chase something until it dies. You could literally chase a deer until that motherfucker just collapse.
Yeah, that's like the cheetah. The cheetah cannot run that long.
No,
it will collapse like the deer. Yep.
The cheetah, the lion. This is what gave us the ability because a lion could run faster than you for about 30 yards. All you got to do is keep it up long enough, and that motherfucker is gonna give up because a lion only got so many yards in it before it has to give up because it cannot cool itself and it cannot keep everything regulated in the body like you. Human beings, our ability to have endurance. Endurance is something that's unique to us, which made it possible for us to become masters of the world. You know what I'm saying? But we got to plug back into the earth as you've been talking about. We got to get real foods because from those real foods come the building blocks of sustaining us, and we have to give our body access to the microorganisms that add to the microbiome. As a matter of fact, there are more when you look at the human body and you really start looking at it on a microscopic level. There are more other type of cells than there are cells that are human. You are more of a microorganism than you are a human being because when it comes down to the cells, it's 10-1. You look in your microbiome. If you look at human cells, you look at viruses, you look at all types of other microorganisms, there are more of those in you than there are human cells. So you are more virus, literally, than you are a human being. But we don't take care of that part of ourselves because that part of ourselves is what regulates and keeps us healthy. When that starts to die, that's when we start to die. That's when we start having problems with our joints. That's when we can't heal no more because the microbiome is wore out because we're not getting it what it needs.
Yep. And that's very, it could be easy to people. And that's the thing. What causes arthritis? What causes joint problems? It's the water. When your body is not getting enough water, it's going to pull the water from the bones. It's going to pull the water from certain areas. You got to drink your water, people. You got to breathe. You got to drink your water.
Right.
And the thing,
those are two major too.
Go ahead.
Those are two major too. You could go. Damn. I done did on my show. I done did 20 and 21 day fast. You could go. You know what I'm saying? You could go a month without food. You go a month without food. You could go, and I did in my fast. I include like days where I don't drink anything. 3 days. It's only so far that you could go. You go months. You could go a month, 30, 40 days without food. But you're not gonna go over 4 or 5 days without water. And then you're not gonna go an hour without breathing, without proper training. Now, some people that can do it, but you got to be able to train your body so that your body can adapt. But most of us, we won't make it over 10 minutes without breath before we dead. So you look at the level of importance. If you stop breathing, you're going to feel it immediately. If you stop drinking, you will feel it within 3 days. If you stop eating, you know what I'm saying? You could go without eating for 30 days. So if you look at it in that order, the most important is breathing, the next is water, and the next is food. This is why I tell people also, because each people develop a genetic connection to where they come from. You eat a culturally appropriate diet. This is what a lot of people don't understand. We're just out here eating. It's cool if you like Greek. It's cool if you like, we're not all the same. Not in a negative way, not that one of us is better than the other, but it's sort of like a pact that your genetic makeup makes with an area of land that you come from. So in order to stay healthy, you have to be able to plug into what your ancestors used. So there are certain ancestral diets that we have. Like, for example, one of the things that a lot of black people, we had a special relationship with yams, potato, shit like that. We have a special relationship with that, the unmodified shit. We have a special relationship with that, and we have to add that into it. A lot of greens and a lot of fresh fruit, we got to add that shit in, and we got to look at what comes from where we were so that we can start looking and start using it, and then also add that to the diet that we have developed to survive in America. Because there's certain food. And go ahead.
That's the thing. I think that what me and you are doing is doing what the people do when they're trying to make money. Me and you doing good, but I gotta keep it true. I gotta keep it honest. I think you might agree with this. We're talking a lot of this good stuff, but it's always a person that's like, but how do I know the difference? How do I know the difference between a GMO and a real food? Well, I think that's what we fell on that. That's like saying, hey, man, work on your credit. Okay, how do I work on my credit? So here's the thing. We need to make a video, and I can go to the grocery store, and I can break down some stuff because I do have a garden. And the thing is, how do you determine a GMO vegetable or fruit to a real life one? Well, there is truth to that without going to school and getting a book and all this. Family, the thing is, one thing about nature, it has its own birthright. And I like to use, that's my own patented word. Nature has its own birthright, meaning that if it don't got a seed, then it didn't come from the earth. Now, these GMO will have white seeds in it, more like a type of albino. But I'm not saying albino, but it's a white seed that's not formed to blackness, to a real seed. If you open up your watermelon and it's seedless, that is a GMO. If you open up an apple and it don't have no seeds, it is a GMO. Nature created all things to be recycled. You're supposed to have black seeds in your vegetables. Now, when we talk about like broccoli and stuff, now broccoli, there's certain roots that you have to look for. It's kind of good to just buy stuff that has roots because roots have a lot of nutrients in it.
Yes, they do.
And they cutting us off from that.
Oh man, dude, listen. The whole piece. One of my elders told me when I went to I was blessed by one of my elders to go to the Sundance, and the brother I was driving with in the Sundance, we drove from New Mexico to South Dakota. So we were stopping at stores, and he said, "Hi Tim, do you notice that everywhere you go, they're cutting off human contact? Like, because we stop at a gas station, you ain't even got to go in there and talk to nobody. Boom." And he said,
I didn't think about that. Okay, I'm listening.
They're cutting us off from not only human contact, but they're cutting us off from contact with the earth. So because once again, it's getting to that whole piece of being able to control the entire environment. This is how you get white mice. You know what I'm saying? White mice are separate from nature, and if you unleash, and if you let a white mouse go into nature, the motherfuckers are sitting up. You understand what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying? Because whether predators or the other mice might not accept his ass. And it's basically, they are isolating us, because if you want to make something weak, just think about a domestic violent relationship. You isolate the motherfucker or fatherfucker so that you can control everything that they do. By them removing our contact with the earth and our contact with our brothers and sisters, they are basically controlling us. So if I don't have a direct, see, because like you said, you know, I come from the time when part of eating watermelons was spitting seeds.
Man, it got on your nerves.
Oh my God! You know what I'm saying? It got to a point. Check this out.
You gotta dig through it.
This was my. You know what my solution for that shit was? I ain't even spitting these motherfuckers out no more.
You swallowed them, right?
I'm swallowing the goddamn. That's too much work. See, and our kids don't expect.
Man, bro, listen. People probably listen to this cracking up and say, you know what? I forgot how headache food used to be a maintenance.
Listen, oranges. Think about oranges. You would eat oranges and them big ass seeds will probably be like, God damn, I'm tired of these goddamn
that's
seeds.
That's why I want everybody to listen. You don't need to go to nobody, y'all. I'm just saying, tap back into how do you grow things? You grow things by seeds. There's two things I like to talk about. Humans have a belly button, meaning we come from a woman. Vegetables have something. It has a seed. These other things has a roots. Try to start buying stuff with roots. And look into your roots. The roots is more powerful than the top of the tube. It really is. There's tribes in Choctaw. My grandmother used to speak about that. Her mom used to. They used to dig into the earth and grab red clay. If the red clay was like coffee, it would give them so much energy. They would dig down to the red clay where it's kind of milky a little bit. They would get a little taste. They'd stop on the side of the road, get a little taste of it, and they'd give them a burst. They don't want y'all even know about the red clay. That's why you bury red clay.
But yeah, once again, that's that separation, and we were, and in the education system, we've been programmed that all that old wisdom is foolishness.
We are going to school to pledge allegiance to the flag, and look at it. But I'm not going to say this. I'm not going to say it. But okay. And then we are going to school. Our kids are going to school just to learn how to go to work.
That's basically what it is.
They're going to elementary. They're going to middle school. They're going to high school, and they're going to college. We are literally saying, "Hey, how you doing? How's Jonathan? Oh, he's in college." And you'd be like, "Oh man, congratulations!" It's like it's embarrassing sometimes. Because we're only starting to go to school to go work for somebody, but we're not going to school to open up somebody needs to open up a building where you can bring in what's in this? What's in this vitamin? What's in this fruit? Somebody open up a building that we can check off our food. Stop going to go work for people and open up buildings to find out what's in this stuff or how to make infinite electricity or be prepared for.
You know what that's called? What you talking about?
Yeah.
You know what that's called?
We need. Go ahead.
You know what that's called? What you talking about? People building?
What, the infinite electricity?
No.
Or just a building to
the research stuff. That's called a school. Mm-hmm. That's called a university. You're talking about opening up a real school, which would be detrimental to the whole system.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Open up a school to find out what they're doing to us.
Well, actually, we don't have to open the school because this is very clear what they're doing to us. What we need to open up a school is to explore further how can we combat that shit.
Yeah, it's. I bet I would love to take my ibuprofen to somebody and say what's really in this, or my Tylenol or my NyQuil, what do you think? What's really in this? And what's the stuff that's giving us, autism? Is it really what they say? I want to know if it's that stuff that's giving us autism. I want to know if it's in this medicine. Before my kids take vaccines, and I don't believe in it, but I can take it to that building that man opened and say, what's in it? He'll say, hey, it's that mercury stuff in it. Don't use this. And then we're like, okay, we got mercury in that now. Because we got to watch out for mercury now. It ain't just GMO. We got to watch out for mercury. But just nobody out to test this stuff for us. But we're sending our kids to college to go work for somebody to get a great job.
Get a great job. And that's that. But
just
you
get
know,
a great job.
that's been the brainwashing. That's the brainwash. That's the you know
Right.
that's it ain't even new no more. Cause it's like yo, and then on top of that, we're trying to escape who we are. You can't do that. That's what people don't understand.
And
You
that's
can't
the thing.
escape it.
That's the thing. I want to make a T-shirt. This is my T-shirt. I think I never heard nobody say it. I just
Well, don't say it because I do T-shirts. You better not say it.
This is what it is. This is what the T-shirt would say on the back of my T-shirt. Lie plus truth equals what? I'm asking you this. What's lie plus truth equal? What does that equal?
Confusion.
Lie plus truth equals a belief.
Ooh.
Because you got a little bit of doubt and you got a little bit of trust. So now you got to believe them. Lie plus truth equals belief. We have become into a lie has became more entertaining. Lie has become more truth. So it's becoming a belief. So we are believing in them. And we don't have nobody that's telling us the truth. They're telling us the lies and the truth because they have to entertain us to give us, tap into that truth.
Yeah.
We don't got nobody raw dog and just saying this is the truth, this is how it is. No, they got to give us a little lie because it's entertaining so they can draw us in and then they give us truth. It's called a belief. One lie question all truths. If you lie about one thing, I got to question everything. One lie question all truths. That's why I'm here to question everything that the scientists tell us. I have to go out to my manual book. My manual book does not lie, and that's the earth. If you plant your own foods, you will see that it doesn't look like that in the grocery store. The grocery store is based off of yields. They are trying to make more profit. There's too many people on the planet. It's a population control. They have to make more yields. When it wasn't that many people here, they was out here doing this, doing that. But go ahead.
But what we going to do, we going to end the show here. Family, y'all got it here on the journey. I will see you tomorrow because we got 2 shows tomorrow. We got the early morning show and we got Folk Tales for Grown Folks that'll be popping off at 9 p.m. All right, so family, I'm going to invite y'all out. But I'm going to tell y'all have a great Martin Luther King Day. If you got it off, you know, congratulations. If not, congratulations. Either way. You know what I'm saying? And this is Brother Hatim. I want to thank Brother Aaron for calling in. Shouts out to Kim Carswell. I guess a lot of people was expecting me to get up early this morning, but shit, I was out late last night. So, family, I'm about to sit down here and watch some new Young Justice with me and cause Sasha like it. And we're going to sit down and we're going to enjoy it. I got to cook something first. But family, I want to thank you. And Aaron, I want to thank you, brother, for calling in. Hey. And not only coming with questions, but coming with experiments that you have done. You know what I'm saying? And that shit is motivating for people out there because there's somebody out there that's going to listen to this either today, next year, or 10 years from now and be like, well, damn. If he had the courage to investigate, why can't I investigate? Family, listen. Being African is being an explorer. We call it the journey because a journey is ever going. It's ever going is nonstop. So this means that we're going to run at one point in time and one point where we are, something's going to be truth. But then as we start moving on, we're going to see, well, damn, what we thought was truth was not truth. It was somebody's opinion, and we got to do the research. A journey, you discover things. And Gye-Nyame journey, you know, fear none but God. So we can't fear people coming with different ideas, different methods, and we have to be open-minded enough to look at it and be like, boom, let's explore it for yourself and ask the questions, right? And bring it to the people. So this is Brother Hatim. First off, I want to remind you, I want to welcome all of you to the congregation of the mighty. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. This has been the Daily Toast. And of course, this is a Heart of a Simple production. What we strive to do nothing but blow up your old paradigm. It's your old paradigm that hold us prisoner. And with that, I am out. Peace out, Brother Aaron. You have a great day, sir. All right, family, we out. Peace. All right, Spreaker, we out. Peace.